Welcome student. So we have already started with the lesson classification of plants from 9th class, and this is a part 2 video of this lesson. Student, you can check out the playlist for part 1 video of this lesson. So let's begin part 2. So in our previous video we have covered the two divisions from the class cryptogams. Now in this video we will start from the division 3 of the same class, cryptogams. So this is a division 3, pteridophyta. Let's study about it. So plants from this group have well developed roots, stem and leaves. That means pteridophyta, the plants which comes under the group pteridophyta, they have well developed roots, properly roots, stem and leaf system, and separate tissue for conduction of food and water. We know there are two tissues for the conduction of food and water, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem for the conduction of water and minerals, and phloem for the conduction of food material in the plant. But they do not bear flowers and fruit. That means they don't have any flowers and fruits, but they only have roots, stem and leaves. These plants, that means the plants which come under pteridophyta group, they reproduce with the help of spore formed along the back or posterior surface of the leaves. That means the plants grow or multiply from one to many plants by the spore formation, and which these spores are present in the back side of the leaves. So here you can observe the posterior part of the leaf, that is sporangia and sori on leaflet. So by this spore formation the new plants are grow or they reproduce. So this is a ferns. This is a beautiful plant ferns, which we are also using in decoration purpose for making bouquets also, right? So this is a ferns. You can observe the second picture in which we can see new leaves are reproducing and roots, stem. Okay, so these are the ferns. Now these plants reproduce sexually by spore formation and sexually by zygote formation, and they have a well developed conducting system. All these plants reproduce by spore formation and they are called cryptogams, as their reproductive organs cannot be seen. That means they are hidden. So the cryptos means the cryptogamous. Okay, so cryptos in it is divided into two parts. First is cryptos, meaning hidden, and next is gams, meaning reproductive organs. So their reproductive organs are hidden, they cannot be seen from outside. So here we have some examples of group pteridophyta. First is Nephrolepis ferns. This is a very beautiful plant which are used for the decorative purpose. Next is Selaginella, and third example is Lycopodium. So all these plants are looking very beautiful. Next class we have is Phanerogams. Let's learn about it. So the definition of the phanerogams is plants which have special structure for reproduction and produce seeds are called phanerogams. That means they have two main characteristics. They have a special reproduction system, and next is they are producing seeds. So student, in phanerogams, the plants which comes under the phanerogams, so after the process of reproduction, seeds are formed which contain the embryo and stored food. Embryo means a little plant. Okay, we can say a seed, not a plant, it is a seed, and stored food. And during germination of the seed, now germination, when the seed is developing into a very young plant, so this is a process of germination which takes place in the soil. So during the germination of the seeds, stored food is used for the initial growth of the embryo. That means the food which is stored in the seeds is used for the growth of initial growth, that means the growth which has taken in first stage of growth of the embryo. And depending upon whether the seeds are enclosed in a fruit or not, that means here two types are there. In first type, the fruit seeds are present inside the fruit, and in next seed is not present inside the fruit. So depending on this, phanerogams is again classified into two types. First is gymnosperms and next is angiosperm. So here we have two division under the phanerogams. First division is gymnosperm. Let's learn about it. So gymnosperm are mostly evergreen, perennial and woody. Now perennial means they can live for a longer duration, that means 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is. And woody, you can observe the picture of a cycas alongside picture cycas is there. This is very woody, that means stem is very hard, and their stems are without branches. You can observe only main middle stem is there, no branches are there, and leaves form a crown, a very beautifully crowns. Okay, so in the second picture you can observe the golden color crown which is there, which is formed by leaves. So this is a cycas, which is an example of gymnosperm. Now next we have is these plants bear male and female flowers on different sporophylls of the same plants. Now here you can observe the two types. Okay, two types of a cone. First is that golden color, just now we have seen in our previous slide, and next is a rose type cone. Okay, so these are the male and female cones which are present on the same plants. Now sporophylls means a leaf which bear sporangia, that means spore. We have seen in our previous slide. Okay, so seeds of these plants do not have natural covering, that means seeds are there without the covering. Okay, and the word gymnosperm is again divided into two parts. Gymnos means naked and sperm means seed, that means their seeds are without covering. So here we can observe the picture, second picture, in which we can observe a female cone, a very beautiful female cone and a male cone. So these two types of a cone, female and male, are present in one same plant. So here we have different example of division 1 gymnosperm. First is Zamia, next is Thuja, and third is Podocarpus, next Ginkgo biloba, next is Araucaria, and last is Pinus. So these all are the example of gymnosperm. So this is the second division under the phanerogams, that is angiosperm. Let's learn about it. So the flowers of these plants bear the reproductive organ. You can observe a very beautiful pink hibiscus flower. So inside of these flower you can observe the yellow colored this stigma and anther. So these inside the flower reproductive organs are present, and flowers develop into fruits and seeds and form within fruits. Now seeds of these plants are covered, hence they are called angiosperm. So meaning of angiosperm is, angios means cover and sperms means seeds. So in previous division, that is gymnosperm, we have seen that the seeds of this plants are without natural covering, but here in angiosperm seeds are there with the natural covering. So you can observe the apple flower. Okay, this is the seeds of a fruit. Seeds of a apple are inside the fruit, and a covering is also there of the seed. And the plant whose seeds can be divided into two halves or cotyledons are called dicotyledonous, and the plants those whose seeds cannot be divided into equal parts are called monocotyledonous. Now dicotyledonous plants means two types of two cotyledons, or seed can be divided into two. and monocotyledon means only one part is there. So here for your understanding student, I have put a picture on a slide. You can observe the bean dicot. Okay, here the seed is divided into two halves, and in wheat plant the seed is cannot be divided into two halves. It is only one part. So this is example of monocot, and this is a picture of monocot plant, wheat plant. Okay, you can observe, and a dicot bean. You can observe the there are two leaves are growing from a dicot bean. Student, let's study the difference between monocotyledonous plants and dicotyledonous plants. Let's see one by one. So first we will see the difference between the seeds, difference of seed between these two plants. So here again I have put a same picture for your understanding. So bean dicotyledonous plant is there, in which the two halves can be formed, and in wheat plant we have single cotyledon, that means one cotyledon. Now second is the difference between their roots. Let's learn. So dicotyledonous plants, they have monocotyledonous plants have fibrous root. That means only thin branches are there. But in dicotyledonous plants, taproot system is there. That means they are well developed in primary root. You can observe the main root and the secondary, tertiary branches are developing. Next is difference between the stem. So the dicot plant, this is an example of banyan tree, is example of dicotyledonous plant. So the stem of the dicotyledonous plant is very strong and hard, while in monocot bamboo tree the stem is hollow and it can be there in a circular disc like shape. Fourth is the difference of the leaf. So here in dicotyledonous leaf we can observe the main midrib is there, and from that midrib the branches or veinlets or veins are coming out. So in dicot plant characteristic features are reticulate or strike venation. That means from the main midrib branches are coming out. But in monocot plant the parallel venation is there. That means here one midrib is there and no branches or veinlets are present. Fifth is the difference between their flowers. So in monocots we have monocots flowers are there with three parts or in multiples of three, that is trimerous. That means either they will 3 or 6. And next we have dicot plant. So in dicot flower flowers are there with 4 or 5 parts or in their multiples. So we can say them tetramerous or pentamerous. Tetramerous means 4 flowering part and pentamerous means 5 flowering parts. So these are the all examples, all differences between dicotyledonous plant and monocotyledonous plant. So student, I hope you all have understood this lesson very well. So next chapter we will cover in a next session. Thank you.